Hello, welcome back. Quick little video on picking stand locations in the big woods, increasing your odds of seeing deer and maybe even killing them. So here I'm in the big woods, flat, unforgiving terrain, lots of swamp, lots of hardwoods. Deer travel every which way. How do you know what location's gonna you know, have more deer than others? You want to try and avoid hunting scrape lines, rub lines. Um, you want to hunt what John Eberhart was calling destination points, a reason for that deer to come here or there or wherever it might be. So I love hunting beds, most people know, but certain times of year, scrapes are really productive, especially for day walking. Um, Bucks like to make mistakes. So last 2 weeks ago, I found all these scrapes up high. I mean, beautiful, huge scrapes all over the place, and rubs coming and going. I mean, every which way. It's a very tough spot to hunt because you don't know where they're coming from. So today I went back down here in the swamp, and you can't really tell it, but it's a little high spot, and everything kind of funnels down to this spot. And by this spot, I mean another massive scraping area. There's one, two, three, four. So there's four scrapes here, and there's one trail coming up along the swamp, another trail here, a trail here, and then there's another trail here. Everything funnels down to here, and it breaks off into only two trails. So you have four trails becoming two trails becoming four trails. If I were to try to hunt that big scraping area, that big open flat area, deer come from everywhere because each one of these trails goes to a different spot on that flat. Uh, so it wouldn't be very good. The odds of picking the right trail would be very difficult. So this spot, it's like a little terrain feature. You got the swamp here, just easier working the edge. Deer love the edge, and they're pretty much just working the edge. And this is just like a ridge point. If you're a mountain hunter, you would probably understand that. You know, so these deer are just funneling right on down to this point, and then it's breaking off, and over this way, across this little creek here. The creek makes a little bend, and it's all gravel, easy walking for the deer. They cross super easy. You go about 5 yards that way, it's just muck. 5 yards that way, it's muck. So these deer are taking the passive resistance, and you have everything kind of converging into one point. So you're increasing your odds by hunting. This would be a destination area, I guess. Scrapes, rubs, and a bunch of trails merging right here. Well, I'll cover my face, but like right here. So ideally, you're increasing the odds because you're hunting four trails and two trails, six trails basically. If I were to go up to that open spot, I'm hunting a single trail or a single scrape or trying to shoot multiple scrapes. And my new thing is, thanks to my buddy Todd, is if you're using your full 20, you're in the wrong spots, too open. So I've been pounding the thicket looking for these spots like this, and this spot just screams potential to kill deer or see a lot of deer. You can kind of see that little cluster of trees. I'll be right there in the saddle. I can come up in this swamp, wear my hip waders, not really crossing any deer trails within 50 or 60 yards of this spot, so I could probably get a few sits on it. South, west wind, perfect tree. And then I have a tree over there, and it's same thing. Come up that swamp. I'm not really crossing any deer trails, and the one that I do cross right there, I can shoot to. So maybe that'll help you out a little bit. Maybe not. Maybe it will. Who knows? But I thought I'd share that. Thanks. All right. To help explain what I was talking about earlier down in the swamp, I came up into the high ground here where the flat open area was where all the scrapes and all them trails kind of fed into. I really walked it well, and there are scrapes and rubs everywhere, all through this. As you can tell, it's open, but it's relatively thick. So if you were to hunt, say I were to hunt this scrape and these couple rubs over here, I'm really limiting myself because I'm pretty much hunting one area when these deer could pop up anywhere. Sure, I can, you know, reach out and shoot 40 to 50 yards, but why would I want to do that? That's just, I mean, I could do that. I have done that, but I'd rather not. I'd rather be up close and personal. So that spot down in the swamp would be way more efficient and effective killing and seeing, not one buck, but maybe multiple bucks. So keep that in mind when trying to find a good spot to hunt. And they make great trail camera locations too. I might only hunt that scraping area, the last week of October, first week of November, somewhere around there. But I'm going to run a camera all the time, probably starting in August. And I'll probably get a lot of bucks coming through there, or a lot of deer in general coming through there, because there's a bunch of trails converging on like a little terrain feature. So you might get some good intel. They might be a buck using that all the time. So keep that in mind. Stands, camera locations.